Hey guys, today I'll be answering the question of can you get MDD without a history of trauma? Actually, this is a very interesting question because, when you develop an addictive behavior, let's say now, like this addiction to daydreaming, there's always that feeling of this thing is a trauma response, this thing is because of my childhood traumas, because of my inner child, or all those things of the past. But now, while it has a point to it, it doesn't necessarily need to be that way. It's just something. Like an addictive behavior is mostly an aspect of trauma because trauma is things we've never processed from the past or negative experiences we went through from the past which we've never overcome. But now what happens is there are also outliers. There are people who just have MDD but not really because they were in a traumatic household, maybe because they just use it as a normal coping mechanism. They just started playing around with it because they had something like an overly active imagination. Let's say because there are some people actually who are more active in imagination as children. So those people you may really find that when they are lonely or when they don't have friends, let's say just normal circumstances, let's say they are living away from other people or they are in different towns where there are not much people, they may start building these imaginary friends because they are lonely. When they build these imaginary friends, it gets to the point where they start enjoying and forming connections with these friends. So when you do that for a very long time, that things become a habit. And when something becomes a habit, it becomes addictive. It's very simple. So while maladaptive daydreaming, yes, is a trauma response, but it doesn't have to mean that you had a traumatic past for you to pick it as a coping mechanism or for you to be addicted to it. It can be a lot of things. It can be negative beliefs. It can be just normal life circumstances. So that's why with healing, we don't really conclude and say that it's because of your trauma, it's because you're not loved enough. No, the best kind of healing is starting where you are, starting where the addiction is. Like this addiction you have now, like why or what is missing in your life for you to escape to this imaginary world. That's of course from a therapeutic perspective, not really starting with the trauma. That will be a conclusion. And most of the time in terms of your healing journey, if even me myself I conclude and then tell you that, hey, it's because of that, of course I'd be lying because I don't really know. That's why when it comes to a great therapy session, the place to start is where you are, which is you are addicted to something, and then now you start peeling the layers from there. Once you peel these layers, you'll peel these layers now and then get to the point where you find the root cause of your addiction. So you don't peel the layers of an onion by starting inside the onion. You peel the layers of the onion by starting outside the onion. And that's what deep healing is all about. So don't really conclude that it's because of my trauma, it will keep you stuck because you'll always be referring to that. But just look at it for what it is in the present moment. Look at the addiction for what it is and then start investigating slowly by slowly, or start peeling that onion slowly by slowly. Hope you found that informative, guys. So it doesn't have to be trauma, and you don't really have to think about the trauma which caused it for you to heal. No, you just have to start peeling the layers of the onion till you get to the root cause. So the root cause can be a belief, can be loneliness, can be just anything. Even it doesn't have to be trauma or a negative experience from the past, or it doesn't have to be childhood trauma. Until next time, guys, have a nice day.